Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors be to the apostles and elder bishops of the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the elders walking GMS and men that are like that is pushing word of truth and sincerity. Shalom, total select. We're going to a quick lesson here after speaking Papa Yahweh Shai, of course. And we're going to get into, of course, the flavor of the week, which is, about America and Iran and Israel, so to speak. And things are popping off. I did a lesson, I wouldn't say a week ago, similar to this, but I like to, we're like I said, we would like to talk about prophecy. All right, things that are popping off, and right now this thing is popping off, and I got a quick article. I didn't even read it. I'm just gonna go through this, flow through the spirit. All right, I was looking for some things to talk about. I had another thing I wanted to talk about as a video, but I was like, man, let me just pull up something that's going on, through prophecy, man. But this is we're gonna read a little bit, get a couple precepts, and close out, because like I said, this is what's happening right now, man. This is what's leading things into more things, all right, so to speak. All right, there's World War III, destruction, famine, pestilence, evils, the chip, all right, Yahweh Shai's return, all right, people, people going against the government, that's read in 2nd Ezra 15. All right, this is all, these are all, it's all inching towards the destruction and downfall of Babylon. All right, so we're going to continue to push, man. All right, might sound redundant, but hey, fuck it, it's prophecy. All right, but anyways, so we got a article about truthout.org. It says Trump reportedly open to deploying U.S. ground troops in Iran as war enters second week. All right, so ground troops, them ground troops are going to come from, of course, Babylon, but also could come from NATO too as well. Because like you had ground troops in Afghanistan, it was primarily American troops, but they had NATO forces as well, and they had damn China's down. They had China forces down there. China troops, or what do you want to call them? China soldiers, Chinese soldiers. All right. But this is a big thing right here, man. Because once you get boots on the ground in Iran, man, it's gonna be popping, man. And we in them times when things are really, really, really popping off, man. So it's extremely important to see what's popping off, man. The draft, I talk about the draft a lot, man. All right, I talk about the draft a lot, because that draft is gonna you able-bodied men 18 to 25, and they gonna get you females too, because a lot of people is not playing this game. That's why it's gonna be a lot of insurrection. You know what? Let's start off with that precept. Let's get the apocrypha. Let's get 2nd Ezra 15. Because there's gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna be a lot of fucking stepping up to Esau. I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm not about to go there. But they're gonna force you, and if you don't, it's just like the chip, man. When that's about to come too. People like, nah, nigga, you want to, you know what I mean? So 2nd Ezra 15 verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their powers. All right. So it's, hold on, is that one? Well, yeah, but yeah. Hold on. Yeah, sedition. That's, I said, yo, well, that's pretty much the same word, but let me get the word, the definition of sedition. And also insurrection. conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. Yeah, so sedition. Yeah, that's what's about to happen because you got these people out here about to start flipping out. They're already mad that they put in fucking Trump. You know, Trump ain't doing what he was promised. He is not doing what he was promised, and none of these presidents did. All right, it's all a bunch of bullshit. But you still got niggas still in the voting booth. You know, still in the voting booth, trying to bring in a newer president, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Barack Obama. It's all bullshit. But niggas, but you dumb Americans really don't see the bigger picture. All right, they're funneling you in. All right, just like a mouse to a rat to a cheese trap, man. That's all you Americans are. You know, but people, like I said, when I was at camp, people are starting to feel that heat. They starting to get nervous because, like I said, they don't have enough troops especially ground troops to get this done. That's why the draft is about to pop off. All right. And people's like, nah, I ain't, not in my life. Niggas, man, not in my lifetime. No, yeah, it's going to happen in your lifetime. Things are about to pop off, man. But people would still like to turn a blind eye, so to speak. All right, so insurrection, I'll read the definition of it. It says a violent uprising against an authority or government. So that's the same thing as sedition, all right? Because it's about to happen. Because they're gonna start rolling up on governors, councilmen, anybody in a so-called authoritative position, because they're not happy. And there's a reason why you shouldn't be happy, nigga. Because it's off, and people are figuring it out. But anyways, it don't matter. Like I said, this is the reason why. Excuse me, Slovakia. Damn hand kind of sore. Ooh wee. This is the reason why people are going to start going against the authority of this place, and this is why we're going to go into martial law. All right, they're going to bring in the National Guard. All right, so everything's falling into place, man. Everything's falling into place, and it's beautiful, man, and we love it. So I'm gonna read a little bit about this and get a couple precepts and move on. All right, so a report late Friday that U.S. President Donald Trump is more bullish in private about putting American soldiers on the ground in Iran than he has been publicly stirred immediate condemnation among lawmakers, opposed to the illegal military attack now entering its second week of destructive and deadly operations. This is madness, because it's in quotations, declared Republican Pramila Jayapal. That sounds like a woman. And what the fuck is a bitch doing in authority, man? That's another issue. Bitches in an authoritative position. In response to NBC News reporting, which cited unnamed sources familiar with the conversation that stated, Trump has privately expressed serious interest in deploying U.S. troops on the ground inside Iran. That's why you idiots in the military, y'all got that bonus. That what y'all got, like $1,200+. I think in January, because it's going to incite you to want to stay and join, keep reeing up in the military, so you can go to the Valley of Havashapat. All right. This is why the White House pushed back on the contents of the report. And Trump himself has said that he does not hold reservations about deploying ground troops if he deems it necessary. And what's the point of going? And this is all I always said this, and I'm thinking to myself, my young self as a fucking private. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here in Afghanistan when there's nothing that can threaten where I live, which is America, Babylon. What am I doing? A nigga, like I said, like a stupid, and everybody believed it. A nigga in a cave system is operating, destroying, trying to, the 9/11 thing. People are debunking the 9/11 thing, which was been debunked. I debunked it back in fucking 2001. Man, I'm like, man, that's some bullshit, man. Now y'all a bunch of fucking so-called camel jockeys or niggas that don't have no type of means to learn how to fly a plane, and they take over playing with some fucking box cutters. As soon as I heard box cutters, I was like, man, get out of here, bro. But that stirred up the minds of the people. All right, that kept like, oh man, we're American. That patriotic movement, nah, man. That patriotic movement is dead. All right. It's about to be. You know what? I'm going back to 2 Ezra 15 because it talk, like I said, this all in a nutshell. It talks about everything that we need to know, man. All right, verse 17: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, that's talking about martial law. So if a nigga going to the store get some milk, across town, and he come back and that joint walled off, you can't come back to your kids. You know what I mean? It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Now I'm just gonna keep reading, be honest with you. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's martial law. And I'm going into that because, like I said, it's a domino effect. When things pop off, people going to start rising up, but they're going to bring in the National Guard because people don't want to join. So you go into jail. You might go into the guillotine, you know. You can't move in, you can't move out, you can't go to your grandma that's across the town to help her out because everything's gonna be locked the fuck down. So these are domino effects. That's why I'm saying it, you know. And it's beautiful. Fuck it, you know. Because if Trump put boots on the ground in Iran, you know, we already know what's about to pop off after that, man. So let's get this, because you know I've always, because I mean, you know, we in them times, man. We talk about what's going on now. If it's so-called repetitive, who cares? It doesn't matter. All right. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshai said, hey, don't touch the stove, it's hot. 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 And then we touch the stove every fucking time. All right? And guess what? We got judged for it. We continue to get judged, you know? But now this place is about to get judged. So let me see. And like I said, we're gonna see where this goes. We're gonna see where this goes. Because like I said, it's time for us to get the fuck up out of here, man. Yep. Just get Joel, you know? Joel the 3rd chapter 3 and 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, all right? And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So I always get this precept. Like I said, we talking about World War III, destruction, the third woe. All right, so you know, and everybody's gonna be up in that region. All right, the so-called Middle East. All right, where people are gonna get judged, the Lord's judgment. All right. So troops on the ground in Iran, and then things gonna spark up with Israel, and then you got NATO, and then you got BRICS. It's just gonna be a free for all. And then you know when you, like I said, we always link this up with 2 Ezra 13, because when these people start linking up and start fighting each other, they're gonna drop their so-called issue and try to fight Yahweh Shai in this band of angels, which it's going to be a landslide, man. You know, so these are exciting times, man. So let's get back reading it. is I don't have the yips with respect to boots on the ground. Trump told the New York Post on Monday, like every president says, there'll be no boots on the ground. I don't say it. I say probably don't need them, or if they were necessary. Which at this point, this is why the nuclear missile it makes no sense to, which it's going to happen more than likely. Maybe not Iran, but in that area which is prophetic, but like these crackers did in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. All you gotta do is drop a missile on a nigga, man, and that's what America's been doing. Dropping J dams on one fucking nigga in Afghanistan. I know he was about to do a mission on. Yeah, he was about to do it. It was like a sniper or something. I don't remember. I forget. It was something, but I know we had a couple, you know what I mean, some Delta Force operators with us. I just say, who gives a fuck, with us, and we was about to do this mission, and they called it off or something, but we was about to just drop a JDAM missile on like one person or some shit, just because, which is going to impact the whole goddamn the little area, the little living area. That's America for you, So they don't even know who they fighting. It's just thinking about it, it's like, what are y'all fighting? Why do y'all want to put troops on the ground, which I don't give a shit about, because all it's going to do is spark up World War III, the draft. All right, it says Donald Trump is hell bent on escalating this reckless war, and it's now reckless war. Yeah, he's reckless. See, you know what? Gotta get the definition of reckless. It's a regular word, but things are popping off. Because now they like, I think they're not even talking about the Ukraine and the Russia conflict anymore. They're not really talking about that like that in the news. They really getting on Iran, the U.S. and that conflict, which they're switching gears. All right. So reckless of a person or their actions without thinking or caring about the consequences of an action. So he's being reckless, which is cool. I'm cool with that. So this nigga turning it up, and is now considering putting U.S. boots on the ground in Iran, said Schumer in an online statement. The American people do not want more war in the Middle East. But guess what? This ain't you, man. This is your how about Shimmy al-Shai. It says no boots on the ground, no more war. Nigga, y'all been in war for over 200 some odd years, man. Early morning on Saturday, Trump issued a fresh threat to the people of Iran, declaring in a social media post. Fuck is a president. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's corny, man. Today, Iran will be hit very hard. And posting, nigga, I'm done with this. This place is gone, son. You got a president that used to be a fucking actor or whatever, a businessman, turned to actor, turned to the president. That should tell you something, man. That should tell you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that this thing is rigged. I was thinking about this earlier when I was at work. I'm like, how's a nigga? Oh, yeah, when I was thinking about what's this nigga name, man? Arnold Schwarzenegger. How's this nigga turn an actor into a fucking politic, man? Because they all intertwined. These YouTube niggas, these IRL niggas, they all intertwined. But I was just thinking about that. Like, how is this nigga a president? He don't have whatever. It's all they're all selected by the elites. All right. I'm about to close out. I just wanted to read a long ass article, but pretty much to summate it, Trump wants to send. Oh, let me see what that is. Trump wants to send, put boots on the ground, man, in Iran. So that's another World War III update, And this is people are against it because that means the draft. That means people gonna die. And guess what? I mean, that's prophecy. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, all honor, glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors be to the apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the elders walking with GMS. The men that like that is push word of truth as sincerity. Shalom to the reflect. Wa Baba Ball Shalom.